यू गाइस म्यूट योरसेल्फ। कोई डाउट रहा तो लास्ट में हम क्लियर करेंगे, ठीक है? तो लेट्स स्टार्ट ना। तो कमिंग टू रिमूवेबल ऑर्थोडोंटिक अप्लायंसेस, स्टार्ट करूँ ना? ओके, सो स्टार्टिंग विथ रिमूवेबल ऑर्थोडोंटिक अप्लायंसेस, जैसे आपको पता है ऑर्थो इज नथिंग बट अलाइनिंग द टीथ, मतलब जो दांत आगे पीछे है टेढ़े मेढ़े हैं उसको एक लाइन में स्ट्रेट करने का तरीका है
जी मैम
ऑर्थो
जी मैम।
अप्लायंसेस से। म्यूट करो, अगर कोई डाउट रहा तो ऑन करो। सो रिमूवेबल ऑर्थोडोंटिक अप्लायंसेस, तो ऑर्थो अप्लायंसेस कैन बी आइदर रिमूवेबल और फिक्स्ड। जो फिक्स्ड होते हैं वो है जिसमें हम ब्रेसेस लगाते हैं और वायर लगाते हैं। तो रिमूवेबल जो है इट इज जो हम बनाएंगे लाइक एडम्स, लेबियल बो एक्सेट्रा। तो इस चैप्टर में हम पढ़ने वाले हैं कि कंपोनेंट्स क्या क्या होते हैं, एक्रिलिक बेस प्लेट कैसे होता है, जो क्लास्प होते हैं कितने तरह के होते हैं, और लेबियल वो किस प्रकार के होते हैं। तो फर्स्ट डेफिनेशन, रिमूवेबल ऑर्थोडोंटिक अप्लायंसेस एज द वर्ड नेम सजेस्ट, रिमूवेबल मतलब पेशेंट अपने आप निकाल के और पहन भी सकते हैं। तो these are the devices that can be inserted into and removed from the oral cavity by the patient. So patient अपने आप पहन भी सकते हैं और निकाल भी सकते हैं। सो इसके एडवांटेजेस क्या है? सो फर्स्टली पेशेंट अपने आप निकाल के और पहन सकते हैं, सो दे कैन मेंटेन अ गुड ओरल हाइजीन ड्यूरिंग द ट्रीटमेंट, मतलब दे कैन कीप इट क्लीन, ब्रशिंग इज नॉट डिफिकल्ट। सेकेंड, जैसे इट कैन बी रिमूव्ड एंड वोर, सो चेयर साइड टाइम कंपेयर टू फिक्स्ड अप्लायंसेस जो ब्रेसेस होते हैं, सो द टाइम टेकन फॉर रिमूवेबल इज लेस। सो चेयर साइड टाइम मतलब डेंटल क्लिनिक में ट्रीटमेंट टाइम कम लगता है। कुछ जख्म हुआ है तो पेशेंट के रिमूव एंड कीप इट, अनलाइक फिक्स्ड में वो नहीं निकाल सकते। तो इट इज अपरेंटली सिंपल टू फैब्रिकेट, एज यू गाइस नो, आप लोग बनाते हो तो यू नो हाउ इट इज सिंपल टू मेक और यूज एंड एडजस्ट। तो चेयर साइड टाइम कम लगता है। तो जो लेस ऑर्थोडोंटिक स्कार्स मतलब जो जख्म होता है, इट कैन बी अल्सर या रेडनेस या कुछ डिकैल्सिफिकेशन, डेंटल केरीज होना कम है। नेक्स्ट, cost effective, it is not expensive compared to fixed orthodontic therapy. Then efficient to use. Removable appliances are the appliance of choice in the first stage of correction of posterior crossbite, ये उतना ज़्यादा नहीं। तो इसके वजह से these are the advantages of a removable orthodontic appliance. अब इसकी disadvantages क्या है? Disadvantages are, अगर पेशेंट इज नॉट विलिंग फॉर द ट्रीटमेंट, अगर पेशेंट को ट्रीटमेंट करवानी नहीं है या छोटे बच्चे हैं, सो दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द इफेक्टिवनेस, कैसे पहनना है, क्यों पहनना है, तो इट इज नॉट इफेक्टिव। तो ये रिमूवेबल अप्लायंसेस कुछ काम की नहीं है, उनमें डायरेक्ट फिक्स लगा सकते हो। देन रिमूवेबल अप्लायंसेस ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम वाले केसेस सॉल्व नहीं करेगा, इट विल ओनली ट्रीट द माइनर केस। अगर छोटा सा गैप हो वो बंद कर सकते हैं, या थोड़ा सा आगे है दांत, सामने वाले दांत, तो वो पीछे ला सकते हैं। वेरी डिफिकल्ट केसेस कैन नॉट बी treated with removable treatment. Then only capable of tipping movement, so why minor cases only can be created, or can be corrected. Limited control over tooth movement, only certain types of malocclusion can be corrected. Kindly unmute yourself, need to mute yourself. So tooth movement in 3 dimensions, जैसे हम 6 में करते हैं, and the most म्यूट म्यूट कर। Any appliances which are broken, so this have a chances as the patient can wear and remove it, तो ये appliance तोड़ भी सकते हैं। And the residual monomer जो आप एक्चुअली बेस प्लेट बनाने में यूज करते हो, उसका एलर्जी पेशेंट को हो सकता है। तो ये सारे होते हैं उसके डिसएडवांटेजेस। नेक्स्टली कमिंग टू, जैसे आप लोगों को पता है व्हाट आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ रिमूवेबल ऑर्थोडेंटिक अप्लायंस, तो उसके होते हैं आइदर एक्टिव कंपोनेंट व्हिच आर एक्चुअली गोइंग टू ब्रिंग अबाउट द टूथ मूवमेंट एंड अ रिटेंटिव कंपोनेंट। ओके, so we have the active component and the retentive component followed by the, and these components are held together by using a base plate. The active components, what are retentive components? Let's see in detail. Starting up with the retentive component are the ones which are going to hold our appliances in place. Okay. So coming to the definition, so these are the components. So retentive components are the one that help in keeping the appliance in place and resist displacement, like our clock. Adequate retention of a mobile appliance is achieved by incorporating certain wire components, and they aid in retention of the appliance. As the name suggests, retentive components help in holding the appliance in place. So what are they? We make the class for retention. So how should a ideal class be? So first, it should offer adequate retention. Secondly, these are usually given on both fully erupted and partially erupted. Thirdly, they should not themselves. So basically, they should not apply any force. Force in the appliance is given only by the active component. The retentive component only holds the entire appliance in place. Okay, so they should not themselves apply any active force that would bring about desired tooth movement, and it should be easy to fabricate. Secondly, it should not impinge on the soft tissues, should not interfere with normal occlusion. First, coming to what are the different types of class we you guys have made. Hopefully, so that can be C class, full class, or a U class, Adams class, right? Hope you guys remember them. So, just revising through the circumferential class, that is the C class. So, it is also called, the other names are three-quarter class or C class. Okay. What wire is used? We use a 0.9 millimeter wire. Okay. So, they engage the buccocervical undercut. So, they engage only one of the undercut. Okay. So what is the disadvantage of this class? It cannot be used on the partially erupted. अगर आधा ही दांत मोलर erupt हुआ है तो उसमें use नहीं कर सकते. So the C class is not indicated. It is called three-quarter class because it covers only 3 and quarter of the tooth, not the 4 sides, has in a full class. So adaptation आप लोगों को बेहतर पता होगा. So it is a wire engaging from one proximal undercut आधे से, and then the distally it covers the entire part. So along the cervical margin, then carried over the occlusal embrasure to end has a single retentive arm on the lingual aspect that gets embedded in the acrylic base plate. So what is the advantage? The advantage is it has a simple design and fabrication. Disadvantage is it cannot be used in partially erupted. अगर दांत पूरा erupt हो चुका है till the occlusal level, तभी हम ये दे सकते हैं. Nextly, coming to Jackson's class, which is also called U class or a full class. So the class which engages both the cervical undercuts. Hmm. It engages the buccocervical undercut and also the mesial as well as the distal proximal undercut. So what is the adaptation? The wire is adapted along the buccocervical margin, this part. So it engages the buccocervical margin followed by mesial and the distal. The advantages are same, simple to construct, offers adequate. Kindly mute yourself. And the disadvantages, it offers inadequate retention. Same thing, it cannot. It is partially indicated in cases of an partially erupted tooth. नेक्स्ट कमिंग टू ट्रायंगुलर क्लास, ये आप लोगों ने बनाया नहीं होगा बट यू शुड बी अवेयर कि इस तरह के भी क्लास होते हैं. So full class fabricated using the same 0.9 millimeter wire, but the triangular class were made of zero point 0.6. So this can be used for addition. Along with Adams full class, you can add a triangular class which can be between premolars as seen in this diagram. Right? So Adams most important, this can be a short note question, I guess, which is given by Philip Adams in the year 1950. So what is the part of an Adams class? An Adams class consists of a bridge, right? And two arrowheads and a retentive arm. What are the other names of a Adams class? It is also called a universal class, universal or a modified arrowhead. Mute. So the Adams class is constructed using a 0.7 mm round stainless steel wire. तो आप लोगों को पता है it consists of two arrowheads which are present on the mesial and the distal aspect. इस diagram में देख सकते हो. It has got two arrowheads and then they are connected by a bridge which is at an angulation of 45 degrees. जब भी आप लोग बनाते हो, it is always rejected because it is not at 45 degrees. So remember, it should be at a 45 degree long axis of the essay. This is the occlusal view of the atom. So it consists of a bridge, two arrowheads at an angulation of 45 degree, then followed by a retentive. So what are the advantages of an Adams class? So it is rigid. So compared to C class or a U class, Adams class is most commonly given because it is rigid, offers excellent retention. So it can be so this can be another advantage is it can be given deciduous teeth as well. Primary dentition, बच्चों के दांत में भी दे सकते हैं, followed by a permanent teeth as well. So this can be used in partially or fully erupted teeth. This can be made on molars, premolars, or on incisors. As I'll be showing you the modifications of Adams. So special instrument की जरूरत नहीं है and it occupies minimum space. We can make number of modifications in the Adams as well. So what is the basic advantage? It can be given on partially or fully erupted teeth, which was a problem with the C clasp and the U clasp, and it can be given on deciduous and permanent as well as on molars, premolars, or inside. So steps in fabrication, I guess you guys know it. So I'll just pass on to the next slides. All these are the steps in fabrication. Now coming to the modification in the Adams class, so we can either make an atom with a single arrowhead, जहाँ पर the distal part is not completely erupted. So we just make a arrowhead on the mesial undercut and then circle around the distal part and then make a retentive arm. Or on the bridge, we can hook like this, helps in engaging the elastic. So this part, this kind of an Adams is called as an Adams class with a J hook, which elastics are engaged. In Adams incorporated helix on the bridge, this also helps in attaching an elastic, or Adams with an additional arrowhead. So normal Adams बना लिया molar पे. So on the second premolar, we make an additional Adams with a single arrowhead for extra retention. Few more modifications are wherein we solder a buckle tube on the bridge, right? अगर दूसरे दांतों में ब्रैकेट्स लगा हुआ है, क्लिप लगा हुआ है, तो यहाँ पे add a solder a buckle tube on the bridge of the Adams class where a wire can pass through. Then Adams with an distal extension. This helps in engaging an elastic as well. Then we can also, as I told you, the advantages of Adams, which can be made on not only on molars and premolars but also on anterior teeth, which helps in retention. Right. So this was about the Adams. Few other class to be noted are the Schwartz class. This was given in the later date, but now it is not followed because of its huge wire exposure and irritation to the dental papilla. Right, gums में problem हो सकता है. So this is not given usually, but you should know this exists. Right, so it can be given in deciduous and permanent teeth. You need skill to fabricate. That's the disadvantage, and can be used only on the posterior teeth. The design is very tedious. And then to Dysing's clasp, simple design. It has two separate wires, one coming from the mesial, another one coming from the distal, and the retention depth, which engages the buccal undercuts of the teeth. Half clasp can be constructed. The advantage is bending towards the southern clasp, which you guys will be giving in your laboratories, wherein अगर आपको बनाने के लिए बोलते हैं where we are going to give a head gear to the patient, तो उसके acrylic base plate में you need to give for additional retention on the two incisors. This is called as a southern class, जो 0.7 mm wire में बनाते हैं and adapting it. Okay. Then ball end, this is most commonly given, right? So wherein a wire आता है, you adapt it and at one end like this. We solder a wire like a ball which gives retention. So this can be given as an additional retention. In case you get time to fabricate a twin block, you will know how to give a ball and class as well. More commonly given. So यहाँ पे देख सकते हो, we have given it on the premolars on either side. Okay. Yeah. Right. Coming to delta class, most importantly, this was given by J. Clark, making a twin block, wherein वहाँ पे हमने Adams नहीं दिया था. He modified the Adams into a delta class, right? It was made with 0.8 mm wire. So it the loops is similar to Adams, but you can see the design. It consists of, instead of arrowhead, it has got triangular loops on both the sides, right? So it is given on molars in the lower, on the premolars in the lower teeth, along with the acrylic base plate. So this is how they are constructed. This is the occlusal view. This is the buccal view. So what are the advantages? They don't, as the twin block is a removable appliance, so the patient has to wear and remove. So if they break, Adams has a tendency to break, whereas these don't break. So that's why he created a modification. So design of the closed loop does not open up with repeated removal. There is less breakage. Retention is very excellent and it is suitable for most of the posterior. This is the oldest one where Crozat class was made. wherein we make the U clasp to which we solder an extra wire for additional retention. Retention is more compared to others. So this was about the retentive components. Now coming to the active component. As the name says, active, matlab it is going to exert force on the teeth to bring about the necessary tooth movement. So what are the active components? So we make labial bows, then springs, finger spring, coffin spring, Z spring, and few canine retractors, right? You will also be fabricating expansion appliances which consist of screws on it, right? So that's the difference between an active component and a retentive component. Retentive are the ones which hold, they do not add any force, they do not bring about any tooth movement. Active components are the ones which brings about the desired tooth movement. Examples are labial bows, springs, retractors. Okay. So what are the labial bows? It is an essential component of a removable orthodontic. It can either be active or a passive. Active मतलब अगर दांत बहुत आगे हैं तो you activate it and get it behind. Passive in the sense after the treatment of a fixed orthodontic appliances, you hold the appliance in place by giving a retainer. So in that cases, labial bows are passive. They do not add any force, they just hold so that खुद से सामने ना आ जाए. So what is the principal function? It is to retract the anterior teeth. It can also be used for retention. So you guys know it. Hope you have made them. I don't remember you guys have made it. But what are the parts of the labial bow? It consists of the anterior incisal segment part, your anterior incisal segment. It consists of two vertical loops on either side. Hmm. Any doubts? Yes. It consists of two vertical loops. Then the occlusal cross section wire जो कैनाइनर के बीच में आता है, and then it has a retentive. So summarizing again, so it consists of the anterior segment, two vertical U loops, and cross section wire ending in the retentive part. So what are the different types of a labial bow? So we have a short labial bow, long labial bow, Robert's retractor, which will be going. I will show you the pictures of all these. Then we have a reverse labial bow, Beck's type, Mills retractor, fitted labial bow, high labial bow with apron spring, both ways. This is a standard labial bow which is from canine to canine. So you can see there is so much of gap between the lateral and the canine and canine. Once you keep on activating this, you can see the gap is closed. So there should be good contact between the canine and the premolar. So you guys know it is made of 0.7 mm stainless steel wire. The labial segment of the wire, where should it be? Should be between the middle and the incisal 1/3 hip. Right? Then the vertical loop, it should be away from the gingiva about 2 millimeters above the gingival mark. It should pass between the two teeth embraced. So how do we activate it? By pressing the U loop. So the U loop should be from the mesial 1/3 of the canal. Retentive ends into the palatal aspect. So the long labial bow, the standard one was from canine to canine, long will be from premolar to premolar. This is given when you want to close the space between the canine and the premolar, right? Can be so if you are using it for retracting the anterior teeth, आगे है तो we make it from 0.7 mm, or if it is for retention, we make it with a bit more harder wire, about 0.95. So activation is the same, fabrication is the same, just going to extend till the first three. Now coming to the Roberts retractor, this is given by G.H. Roberts. So it is suitable only for retraction of 4 incisors. Following the पहले we retract the incisor, then we retract the canine. It's two-step procedure. So we make it out of zero point 0.5 or 0.6 wire. So from lateral incisor of one side to the lateral incisor, it is made up of zero point 0.5 to 0.6 wire. ये वाला, right? So it ends with a helix on the lateral incisor. This has a stainless steel wire tubing made up of a iron wire. For retention, you know how we fabricate them. So the labial segment of the wire is placed in the function similar to the labial bow. It extends only 2/3 of the mesodistal width of the lateral incisor. Lateral incisor के 2/3 के यहाँ. Then we give a 3 millimeter inch coil mesial to canine. Canine is here, right? We make a coil of 3 millimeters, and the distal part is supported by a higher grade wire. Okay. So this is given usually when there is a severe combination. Now this is the reverse procedure. As you can see, the U loop. As you can see, the U loop is the opposite direction. So usually we used to make a U, then it used to west. But here comes, then goes in the opposite direction. So the activation is more. Effects are more. This. So this is also fabricated using a 0.7 wire. Loops are placed distal to the canine and the free ends of the U loop are adapted easily. How we make. Okay. A bed. This you should be knowing because this is what is commonly asked. Wherein Beck's labial bow, also called the wraparound or around the globe, given by P.R. Beck. So yes, these are usually given in the retainer. So we fabricate by using a 0.9 wire. कैसे बनाते हैं इसको? So we take a 0.9 wire, adapt. So we adapt it throughout the teeth anteriorly. Then we create U loops. It can be either between canine and premolar or between the premolar or between premolar and molar. अगर इस तरफ यहाँ पे दिया है तो the same. Then the same wire extends till the last tooth and then ends with a retentive arm. Are fixed with the acrylic base plate. So why do we have to give the U loop? This for activation. Mills retractor, it is also called as an extended labial bow. जब ज़्यादा proclination है, how is it constructed? We construct by using a 0.7 wire, but usually it's not indicated because of too much of wire exposure in the anterior. Fitted labial bow, this is also given at the end of the fixed orthodontic treatment. Braces निकालने के बाद has a retainer. So wherein we make a labial bow so that the wire is touching the contour throughout and ending in the bed of 0.7 wire. Then we have the high labial bow with apron spring. So wherein we take two types of wire here. The apron spring is made up of 0.5 or 0.6 wire. Okay, and we wound lapet length. This wire is made up of a 0.9 wire. Right? So we have the heavy gauge wire which extends from canine to canine and then at the two incisors we have a point 0.5 or 0.6 retract. So activation is by bending the right arm of the spring. So ये activate करते जाते हैं, यहाँ पे bend देते जाते हैं this part to retract it behind. Labial we have a midline diastema. जब दो सेंट्रल के बीच में गैप है, then we give a split labial bone, wherein we have the U loop. Split मतलब बीच में कट कर देंगे the standard labial bone, and we start extending this part to the opposite side incisor and this part to the opposite side incisor. Then start closing the right. Hope everybody understood till here. Yes, no. आगे बढ़ूं या will stop? और ज्यादा है तो finish it off. Okay. So spring after labial to another active form is the spring. So they develop force, high degree of elasticity, and they have a long labia. क्या क्या है in the spring? So you should know what are the different types of springs. Spring can be used for mesiodistal movement. Mesiodistal is तरह क्या? Okay. Labiolingual is आगे पीछे लेना and for expansion of the arch. We mesiodistal or for the expansion based on nature of support. So they can be self-supported, guided spring or auxiliary spring, or they can be classified based on the loop or helix. Yeah, what are the ideal requisites of a spring? So it should be, as you guys know, it should be simple to fabricate, easy to adjust, it should fit into the available space, it should be easy to clean, it should apply force of required magnitude and direction, it should not slip, it should not rust, it should remain active. So it should not break easily. So it should provide adequate amount of force for adequate amount of period. So first is the finger spring. Agar when we have a gap and there is a space like this between two teeth, right? So we construct a finger spring in both the teeth and we move them in this direction. दांत को इस तरफ, इस दांत को इस तरफ. So what wire is used? We use a 0.6 mm wire. 0.6 mm wire is used, right? It consists of three components. One is the active arm, then it has the helix, and then a retentive arm. Okay. Active arm is about 12 to 15 millimeter in length. Okay. Then the helix यहाँ पे बनाया है, so it's 3 millimeter length. The retentive arm is 3 to 4 millimeter in length. Okay. So most important part is the active arm. Active arm is along the long axis of the tooth. The helix should be here, but in the opposite direction. दांत को इस तरफ मूव करने वाले हैं, so the active arm आएगा ऐसे, but the helix will be, if we are going to move the teeth in this direction, active arm ऐसे आएगा, but the helix will be, okay. Remember the active arm should be about 12 to 15 millimeters in length. Retentive arm छोटा है. So another modification to the finger spring, so the crank single cantilever spring is made of 0.5 mm wire, which consists of a coil close to its emergence, where we want to keep it away so that दूसरे दांत के बीच में नहीं आएगा. तो most important springs you make are the finger spring and the Z spring and a coffin spring. So Z spring, finger spring consisted of only one helix, but Z spring has two helix. It consists of a double cantilever spring. So ये क्या करता है? It is going to move the teeth in labiolingual direction. Finger string was moving it in this direction. तो अगर दो दांत ठीक है तो we can extend this to two teeth. And they are made perpendicular to two teeth in the form of it is in the form of a Z. So it is called a Z string. It comes up through helix. It is activated by opening up like. So coming to T string, this was used but we don't use it nowadays because of the fast design and effectiveness is less. You have to fabricate this as well. It is a coffin spring. It is made of 1 mm or 1.2 mm wire, usually about 1 mm wire. It is in the form of an omega. Omega, right? So it extends from the premolar till the molar. Then this is the red part is the acrylic bracelet and it is split open here. There is no acrylic in the center part so that once we expand this activation of the appliance, right? So this along with the coffin spring, we give Adams on the premolar and the molar for retention. Activate by opening up here. It is open. Right? Any doubts?
मैम ये जो आपने अभी पढ़ाया है इसका पीडीएफ फाइल मिल जाएगी?
नहीं पता. You will have to ask sir if he says it is possible तब हम दे सकते. अभी
मैम
तक
आपकी आवाज ब्रेक.
बनाया.
ठीक है.
Okay, so I'll continue. या बस आज के लिए? Yes. दस ही स्लाइड्स बाकी है. Let's finish off. So canine retractors are the ones which are used to move teeth distally, basically the canine. So we further classify canine retractors based on the location. Either they are placed buccally or palatally. So अगर buccally है, we call it as a buccal canine retractor. If it is palatally, we call it as a palatal canine retractor. अगर उसमें helix है, तो it is called canine retractor with a helix. If it has a loop, it is called as a loop canine retractor. It can be of push type or a pull type. So easiest one is the U-loop canine retractor. अगर ये दांत आगे थे तो we have closed them using a labial bow and gap बचा हुआ है between the canine and the first premolar. तब this so we make it out of a 0.7 or 0.6 mm wire. So it has a U-loop made along the premolar give width. Okay, and then it extends along the canine half the height of the canine, the middle one third canine को इस तरफ distally खींचते. So how do we activate it? By compressing the U. The next type of the canine retractor is a helical. So जब हम फर्स्ट प्रीमोलर निकाल देते हैं और इन दांतों को पीछे लेना है तो even made of a 0.6 mm wire, it has got a helix. So it has an active arm, helix, and a retentive arm. Helix is about it is about 3 millimeter in diameter. Okay. So active arm, retentive arm के नीचे जाएगा. This will be shown in the demo if we get time before your exam. Most important part is the active arm is below the retentive arm. Helix हेलिक्स आएगा, देन रिटेंटिव आर्म बनेगा। बक्कल कैनन retractor, same way we have the active arm, retentive arm and a helix. Helix is 3 millimeter in diameter. So we can see the active arm comes along the long axis of the tooth and half the middle third of the height में, okay, turn over, it will adapt to the canine. So usually the active arm helix ऐसे आता है, तो जो ऊपर से आता है वो एक्टिव आर्म में जाएगा, जो नीचे से आ रहा है वायर वो रिटेंटिव आर्म में जाएगा। और हम इस तरफ, इफ यू मेकिंग फॉर द सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, ऐसे आएगा पैलेटल, क्योंकि ये पैलेटल, the active part is in the palatal area, so the palatal canal retract, the helix palatally बने. So it is also made of a 0.6 mm wire as a helix of 3 millimeter. And then the active arm comes below the wire and adapt the canal. So activate करेंगे तो ये इस तरफ से, so ये सब will show you in a demo by making them. So screws, this is the most important part where you will be fabricating an expansion appliance. So you should know how to orient it. Screw के ऊपर लगा हुआ होगा arrow. So the arrow has to face inward. वो उल्टा नहीं रखना है, right? So activation गलत हो जाएगा. So there are three helix, three screws put up here. Usually depending upon the need ऐसे fabricate करेंगे. So first molars और premolar पे दे दिया Adams, right? And a C class, and we orient it along the middle part of the palate, and we don't put acrylic in the center. ये एक्टिवेशन में मदद करेगा. जैसे जैसे हम एक्टिवेट करते जाएंगे, बाय दिस इज द hole, right? So this is the key, these are the keys, okay? So we can see holes over here and here. So इस पार्ट को हम यहाँ पे डालेंगे और इस तरफ खींचेंगे. So the arrow shows हमें किस तरफ एक्टिवेट करना है. So you should be careful जब आप फैब्रिकेट करते हो, तो इस एरो के अनुसार इसको रख के एक्रेलाइज करना है, बीच में नहीं डालना है, राइट? So you should keep it free of activation, ताकि once we move it, once we activate, push the key in this direction, ये दो प्लेट्स, एक्रिलिक की दो प्लेट्स जो बने, start moving in this direction and expansion होगा. अगर पूरा बंद कर देंगे तो एक्टिवेशन नहीं होगा. So it brings about expansion. Elastics are the components which we give along with the removal. Other Adams, if we have made a hook or helix, so which helps in attaching. So base plate most important. Once you have made the active and the passive components, right? Apply the separating medium. Fix all the active and the passive component by using a sticky wax, and then fabricate by using an acrylic. Okay. So use of a base plate unites all the components of the appliance into one unit, helps in anchoring the appliance, supports the wire component, helps in distributing the force. It can be incorporated. Even we can give a bite plane, right? So what is the thickness of the base plate? It's about 1.5 to 2 millimeters in thickness. So what are the avoidable complications? Are pain due to activation. If the patient has an acrylic allergy, we should be careful.
मैम आपकी आवाज़ बहुत ब्रेक हो रही है. नहीं कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, कुछ नहीं सुनाई दे रहा.
कहाँ से?
अब पीछे का ये अभी लेक्चर जो आपने किया
ये
हुआ.
वाला?
हाँ, अब भी आवाज़ ब्रेक हो रही है. कुछ आ रही है, कुछ नहीं आ रही है.
Uses of base plate. सो अभी
हाँ, अब आ रही है।
so all the components, so the base plate जो acrylic से बनाते हैं, it holds all the components together like the adams, the labial bow, the retractor and the springs. They help in anchoring the appliance in place, supports the wire components, helps in distributing the force. तो हमें ध्यान रखना है the thickness of the base plate should be about 1.5 to 2 millimeter thickness. Okay? तो याद रखो what is the summary, we should know what should be the design, किस दांत पे कौन से ठीक लग सकता है. We cannot always give C class, it is important to give an Adams class. ट्रीटमेंट होने के बाद रिटेनर्स में क्या क्या होने चाहिए, किस तरह के रिटेनर्स दे सकते हैं. एडम्स और लेबियल वो भी दे सकते हैं. वी कैन गिव अ बेग्स रैप अराउंड रिटेनर एक्सेट्रा. सो डिजाइन याद में रखना है दैट इट डज नॉट इंज्योर दी टीथ, राइट. एक्सपेंशन देना है तो स्क्रू किस तरफ लगाने हैं, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. So any doubts? Yes. Any doubts? Now you can unmute everyone. Only 7 लोग ना. ये परसों लिखा है, whose name is it?
प्रीति।
प्रीति का, क्योंकि मुझे अटेंडेंस भेजना है.
प्रीति है शायद वो।
प्रीति है वो।
हाँ हाँ मैम.
चेंज द नेम नो.
नो नो, क्या नाम आ रहा है मेरा मैम?
परसों.
लॉगिन आईडी और वगैरह।
नहीं नहीं, पल से मैम, पल से.
परसों लिखा है प्रीति, उसके ऊपर परसों आ रहा है.
कहाँ पे? ओके.
ओके, अगला क्लास, द नेक्स्ट क्लास होगा थर्सडे. आई विल टीच द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ माल occlusion. ठीक है. और कुछ सिखाना है क्या उस दिन? यस. कुछ और टॉपिक कंप्लीट करना है तो बता दो उस दिन.